this position because I feel very strongly that we need to have a moratorium on gain-of-function research. I told you that the great pandemic is coming. I think it's going to come not from spillover. It's going to come from gain-of-function research or intentional bioterrorism, right? It's going to be a bird flu virus that is manipulated to be able to transmit human to human, very similar to what we saw with the COVID. You know, in 2014, that laboratory published that they finally learned how to take their COVID virus and have it bind to the H2 receptor in humanized mice, and therefore it could go human to human. I mean, they did the experiments. They published them in 2014. And now we see that there's a COVID virus, which is, I think, has a number of signature sequences in it that aren't normal. The furin cleavage site, the fact that they use the nucleotide triplet for arginine that humans use, not bats use, the fact that COVID right now can barely infect bats, but can infect humans, should tell you that there's a lot of evidence that this virus was manipulated to be able to be highly transmissible among humans. I think it was done probably as part of a biodefense program that largely was trying to make a vaccine vector that would be used for good purposes. But unfortunately, that virus escaped, and it was highly transmissible for humans. And you saw from the time it escaped, which was probably somewhere in the September timeframe. You remember in September, that laboratory did three things. They changed the management from the military, civilian to military. They deleted all the sequences of the viruses, and they put a contract in for a new ventilation system. That's about the same time they began to see some illness in the area. So I think that's when the epidemic started. And I do think the gain-of-function research moratorium is something should happen. It shouldn't be decided just by scientists. I happen to be a scientist, but we shouldn't decide this ourselves. There should be a broader debate of society whether this research needs to be done or not.